Recently, Valve has pushed a new update into tf2, primarily affecting the zombie survival game mode, with one of the major issues being addressed, that being the balancing of the new Halloween game mode. Zombies saw an overall buff, whereas the humans saw massive tweaks and nerfs across the board. In this video, we will be discussing all the zombie changes, as well as giving 1 or 2 tips for each zombie to ensure that you'll win the round should you be infected. Alongside this, we'll also be saying a little bit of a con for each zombie. If at any point you want to add any of your own strategies or inputs, feel free to comment. Firstly, we have the Zombie Scout. With the October 13th update, not much of the Scout's kit has changed. The only notable difference being a 25% jump height increase added to his Speed Demon passive. This paired along with his triple jump. Yes, this Zombie Scout can triple jump. You'd be able to use alternative routes to sneak around the enemy and take them from behind. No need to fear about fall damage though, as all zombies are immune to it. What Zombie Scout excels in is killing off a pesky, sticky/base jumper combo Demoman with his jump height and speed, as well as killing off alone or last survivor humans. However, the Scout does have 75 HP total, meaning that you need the 75% increase to movement speed to try and avoid enemy fire and projectiles, having almost the same amount of HP as a Covenant's Kunai Spy. Good luck not getting one shot should a projectile hit you. The Soldier remains a really strong pick after the update, focused on reconnaissance and getting up to heights that mercs may find themselves on. The Soldier received quite a few buffs in the recent balance update, most notably to his Pounce perk. The perk itself now has a faster cooldown of 5 seconds instead of 8, and can launch the Soldier even higher up now, allowing for him to push through sentry gunfire more consistently, especially with the 25 extra health points he gets as a zombie. A great strategy with the Soldier is to try and launch up at the roost while the survivors are distracted by another threat. An unknown part of his kit is that he has the same stomp effect as the Man-Treads, so try to land on an unsuspecting human and kill them. One weakness of the Soldier, however, is that he is really slow to walk around and is predictable with his jumps, meaning that you have to use a little bit of tactics and meticulously plan your pounces, or the survivors will either be able to predict your jump or kill you mid-jump. The Zombie Pyro has received the most changes out of all the classes for zombie infection. The Pyro, unlike other classes, doesn't drop a small health kit on death anymore. His Hellspawn passive perk has also received a huge buff, releasing an explosive fireball on death, as well as still emitting a gas passer cloud, punishing survivors that focus on melee, such as Demo Knights, and survivors that don't keep their distance from this menace. Some small parts of the Pyro you might not realize is that he is immune to flames, Mad Milk, and Girardi. Pairing this with the new changes and his 25 bonus HP, allows the Pyro to easily get into a large group and cause some mayhem, igniting survivors on hit for 3 seconds as well as causing massive damage if you die near a group of survivors. The Pyro is best played when you and a bunch of other zombies can all rush out at once, as if you go on your own, you're probably going to get shut down before you can make any distance and be worth anything to your team. Another downside of the Pyro is that you do 30% less damage on hit, meaning that you have to really focus on a target and stick to them, hoping that your afterburn damage or another zombie will finish them off. The Demoman zombie was unchanged with the new patch notes, so this section won't be as long as the others. He still maintains the Blast Charge perk upon secondary click, gaining Uber for a few seconds before charging in a direction and exploding. His explosion deals 275 damage, enough to kill all but a heavy and maybe some overhealed enemies on a direct hit. His charge also has a better radius than most people realize, at 150 hammer units, just slightly smaller than the rocket launcher's splash area. A really good strategy for the Demoman zombie is to use ramps or a higher area to fly a considerable distance to either a hold or 1 or 2 enemies. The downsides for zombie Demoman though is that your Uber time does give humans enough time to sneak around a corner or, get out of your sight line, which further emphasizes the need to launch a stealth attack on someone or, to launch across the map. The heavy zombie, just like the Pyro, has received quite a few really nice buffs. He now has the battalion's backup buff, making him immune to crits, giving him 35% general damage resistance and 50% sentry gun damage resistance. He also deals 20% more melee damage, bringing his total up to 220%. This paired with his two other buffs makes him a really formidable foe. One buff that people didn't realize the zombie Heavy had was that he can destroy every type of building, even sentries, in a single hit. With his double HP and the other changes, Heavy's role as the tank, like his perk says, is solidified, being the primary sentry and hold buster of the zombies. If they focus on sentries and dispensers as a group of zombies attacks a hold, they will win. These buffs are just really great at making sentries less effective than before. Not a strategy, but a personal opinion, Heavy is the best zombie for getting infected human objectives done, either at the start of the round, if you get chosen as the infected, or during the middle of the round. One downside to the Heavy though, is that he is 10% slower than normal. Honestly, this is a pretty small downside for such an OP zombie. However, every class will be able to run away from you and you won't be able to do anything about it, meaning that you should only play Heavy really while there are still sentries and buildings set up, and then switch to a faster class once all the humans are scattered. The Engineer is a solid pick alongside the Heavy, focusing on destruction of sentries. The only changes he got was in regards to how his EMP bomb works. Instead of doing fractional damage, it now straight up does 110 damage to any building in its range, that range being 500 hammer units, more than 2 Geratis combined. When the bomb goes off, the humans caught in the blast will have their screen shake for a second, alongside buildings getting disabled for 6.5 seconds. Despite having 25 extra HP, the Engineer's slow movement doesn't make him too good for attack. In fact, the Engineer's ability is best seen at a distance as a support role for the attacking zombies, being able to throw his EMP bomb a massive distance and disabling buildings from afar, where the humans can't kill him. In fact, the Engineer is so bad at attacking that if he dies with his EMP bomb unused, he will drop a medium ammo pack, resupplying the humans. The Medic zombie is the most underutilized zombie in the game mode. He has received one buff and no nerfs related to his healing perk. The heal perk, on activation, ubercharges him and his teammates within a 275 hammer unit radius, bigger than the Gerati radius, and applies a little bit of overheal. In fact, it does the exact same as the overheal magic spell on other Halloween maps. Whilst using the spell, you are forced into a third-person view. However, you can still attack whilst ubercharged. In large groups attacking a hold, this is extremely OP. With 2 or 3 zombies, you can all gain immunity for a few seconds, allowing you all to charge in and destroy a sentry nest or get a few solid kills. If you can team up with a Pyro or Heavy, you are guaranteed to cause a bit of mayhem. Despite the bonus 25 HP, like all zombies, the Medic isn't really suited to getting kills on his own. Sure, you can close the distance and maybe get a kill if you're lucky, but more than likely you're gonna be gunned down before you can do any real damage. The Sniper zombie has received a few abilities to his spit perk that makes him truly a fright to any human building up a sentry or holding outside. The initial hit of one of his acid spitballs does 45 damage. However, the pool it leaves does 50 damage a second for 5 seconds. Now, this is pretty crucial, as one of his buffs was the ability to damage buildings now. With another change added during the October 13th update, the Sniper has 2 really strong strategies. True to his name, a Sniper player can sit back from afar and snipe, getting a really strong lineup to attack a hold or sentry nest and just cause repeated damage. Or, the Sniper can shoot a shot, then go up close for a melee attack, which is now really effective, as the Sniper will now drop a acid ball on death that functions the same as his long-range spitball. Essentially, he is now the same as the Spitter from Left 4 Dead 2. Now, there aren't really any downsides, if any, to using the Sniper zombie. His 150 HP places him around the lower end in terms of max health, but he also has really high damage. The only time this zombie could be really ineffective is if there are a few scouts remaining on the enemy team, as they'll be able to outrun you before you have any chance to catch up on them. The Zombie Spy has received quite a few changes that functionally changes how he plays. He now spawns fully cloaked, only being uncloaked if he gets attacked or while you're attacking. He still retains his reveal perk, screaming upon right click and outlining any humans caught in 1000 hammer unit shriek radius for 20 seconds. With his kit, the zombie spy is really good at sneaking into a hold, not being targeted by sentry guns or anyone, then revealing all the humans or starting an attack on them. When paired with zombies attacking the group of humans, the spy is really good at getting them from behind and getting a little bit of damage in while the other group comes from the front. Despite his 135 HP, the zombie spy is really weak, and if you do get revealed when you're trying to sneak around, you should expect a quick death, as a single human can probably take you down. Overall, the changes to the zombie infection game mode for the zombie side is really great. The zombies are probably a little bit too strong now, and some of the maps still need a little bit of changes to be pretty balanced. Anyway, that was the ultimate zombie infection guide. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you made it to this point in the video, consider subscribing. Alright, have a good one.